Hey everyone, it is currently the 11th of March 2015. Meteorologist Robert Spetta here with you today. I know the 11th of March is quite an important day for many people out here in Eastern Asia and the Western Pacific. 4 years ago today, the March 11th earthquake and tsunami took place. Over 15,000 people dead or missing in that event. So definitely a very important day. A lot of memorials being held across the eastern seaboards of Japan today. And at least conditions did improve from Tuesday. I know we did an update on the severe storm. It's still rather rough in Hokkaido along the Sea of Japan coastline, but at least there in Tohoku, things did clear up, some sunny skies in the afternoon. What we're talking about in this update, though, it's not this off here towards the north. It's actually way there towards the east. Our low pressure area was in Vest 97W. That is a little outdated. Now a tropical depression. You can see it swirling on the satellite imagery. Actually, that's the only thing out here because back towards the east, really just quite barren here in the Western Pacific. But well, our little our little tropical depression is still spinning up, and it does look like this has the really high threat of becoming Tropical Storm Navi here on Thursday. Let's talk about what's going to be happening with this storm. Well, right now you see there in the northern Pacific, it's kind of all by its lonesome, but it's really feeding off some of the energy down here towards the south, coming in across the intertropical convergence zone with Cyclone Pam. I know this one's heading out there towards Vanuatu, now a Category 3, likely going to become a Category 4 on the Fiji scale, and could be nearing the equivalent of a 5 on the Safford-Simpson scale. Pretty intense storm system. Also another system right over here, this is Cyclone Nathan there near Cairns. I know if you're out here in Australia, another thing we're going to keep a very close eye on as far as what's going on over there for you. But let's talk about our tropical depression. Well, here's the latest satellite imagery, the visible. Switching over to infrared just after sunset here. Some of the Marshall Islands already been getting some heavy rainfall, and already the Guam National Weather Service has issued some special weather statements stating for the threat for some high surf and some heavy rainfall really coming out of this as it does continue to spin up. But the key thing I do want you to note is you have all this convection flaring up here towards the northern periphery and even wrapping around towards the center. A very clear center of circulation. That is why the Japan Meteorological Agency has gone ahead and said, yes, this is a tropical depression, and they expect it to become a tropical storm. But you really need this to get a little more organized. See all this convection here? You want that around the entire circulation for a tropical storm to at least be named. Remember, we don't have hurricane hunters out here in the Western Pacific. All the analysis is based on satellite imagery. Right now, Japan Meteorological Agency, based on the Dvorak analysis, 30 gusting up to 40 knots, pressure about 998 HPA. So it's already deepening, and they expect this to drop down even more and get above that 35 knot range on Thursday. Let's take a look at the forecast. Now, this is not the official forecast from Jade EWC. I know they're going to be hopefully issuing something on this soon because it looks like the storm's heading off there towards Guam, nor Japan Meteorological Agency. They only got a 24-hour outlook, so this is just our analysis right now. Pretty big cone of air, big threshold here heading out through Saturday, but I do expect this to come near the Mariana Islands on Saturday at the very least. You're going to be seeing some tropical storm strength winds out here. And this is actually a comparison with the ECMWF model and the GFS model. And then just looking at the numerical guidance and what we know about systems out here, we know we have a high pressure coming in from the north. We have a low here in the tropics. So there's a big pressure gradient that's going to be intensifying here. So even without an intense storm system, you're still going to see a large wind field extending across the Mariana Islands. So there is that threat of a very large winds, even all the way up there towards Saipan, tropical storm strength. The big thing, though, and if the GFS follows through, this is being very aggressive on this storm. If it follows through, we could be seeing possibility of typhoon strength gust on the island of Guam. I'll go ahead and show you this same model here. This is actually from the GFS using the Wonder Map platform. That's Wonderground. And we'll scroll back there towards, actually, okay, I'll put this up in your screen now. What this is just showing you is basically just prior to this coming on shore around Guam, Rota, and Saipan. And it's just going to push right overhead here. And as I mentioned, the GFS is the one being the more aggressive of these. ECMWF keeping it a little bit weaker, and I'll put this is actually from the Meteor Earth app here on your screen, and it kind of just shows our storm system tracking off there in that westerly projection. Remember that tight pressure gradient, so you have that very large wind field off there towards the north. Really, winds already picking up in Guam by Thursday and even extending out through Friday and the Friday afternoon. And then by Saturday, this just brings it right over. So most of the numerical guidance really in tight agreement of this exactly occurring, something coming in across the southern portions of the Mariana Islands as a tropical storm, possibly even stronger than that if ingredients really do follow through on this. So right now, if you have plans across this area on Saturday and Sunday, I wouldn't go ahead and cancel them just yet. Wait until the official warnings come out on that, but I would definitely have your tickets on a standby at the very least as far as getting rid of them, because it's going to be a pretty messy weekend, I do believe, across much of this area. Right now, as I mentioned, though, no cores are in place. No warnings have been issued just yet in Guam, so I might be a little bit slow, early to the punch here, but I think it's definitely worth noting. So the storm, here it is, right? And then on Sunday and Monday, it's not going to stop there either. As we see this high pressure area off towards the north, this is something I want to keep in mind. I know the last couple days we've been talking about our system, our tropical updates, and we've been saying that this could get sheared back towards the east. It doesn't look like that's exactly going to be happening, and there's not really the troughing in place for this whole system to just get tore apart and shoot off towards the northeast. So what we have is kind of getting squished and pushed down here on a westerly path, and that's exactly what many of the numerical guidance is indicating yet again, and it kind of follows through on what we are seeing as far as the dynamics that we'll be setting up. Let's scroll ahead into basically next week. This is by Wednesday the 18th during the morning hours, and then eventually I'll scroll ahead even more. That's actually a little bit too far. This is by the 18th, or the 19th, that is, very early morning. And this is the latest GFS numerical guidance. I just saying this is what we're looking at right now, and not to say this is exactly what's going to be occurring. I know somebody might see this and start to panic, but numerical guidance a week out, there's a lot of variables that could change this, but this is what's really raising our eyebrows right now, is that a lot of it is indicating the threat of a tropical system coming on shore here across the central portions of the Philippines by mid next week. Still a week out, guys, so we're just going to keep an eye on this. I wouldn't still panic just yet. If you're watching this update, you're one of those people that know how to be prepared and you know how to get your information properly. Once this storm system starts to impact Guam and it interacts with that high, I think that this overall confidence on where exactly this is going to be going in the Philippines is going to be there. So that's something we're going to be waiting for, at least for now, but do continue to check back in at the website here at westernpacificweather.com. Plenty of updates being posted on our Facebook page as well. We'll keep you updated on this area of low pressure. Now a tropical depression possibly could be our third named tropical system of the season out here in the Western Pacific. All right, guys, that is all for my time right now. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please post them down there in the comment box below. You can see I've been talking a while. I actually cut this 3 times, or shot it 3 times. The first time I had audio issues. The second time the screen kept jumping around, and now I finally did. And on top of that, my throat's hurting. So I know the update's a little scratchy, and it's definitely my analysis for the time being. If you find a video a hard time watching it, go to the website. I wrote most of this stuff down in a long article as well, so you can go check out the information there. All right, guys, thanks again for watching, and stay safe out there.